Well, we've talked about a lot of topics, covered a lot of ground, and that leaves the last big question. What is it that I can do as a potential client to prepare for that first meeting that we have together?
Well, first I'd ask you to watch this video a second time and get out a pad of paper and make notes. The more you can help me prepare your case, the better we can do in court for you. So really do sit down and write out any of the details, any questions you may have after you've watched this, because it's a lot of information flying at you. Take your time. Next, go through and collect all your paperwork. There should be a citation or a charging instrument. There should be a chemical test. There should be an implied consent rights form. And every one of these is important. They've got timestamps on them. They've got information written down. They're the technicalities that we're going to evaluate. You should have a revocation order of your license. You should have a release order from the detention center. So gather all of these up. Any other paperwork they may have given you. Next, write down any of the details you can. Who were you with before you were pulled over? Who were you with in the vehicle? Who picked you up? Who were you with afterwards? These could all be critical witnesses in your case.
What about that, though? Should you bring those people with you to the first meeting?
Yes, if possible. It would be good for anybody that was involved in the case to come into the first meeting, because the first meeting, a lot of times we're going to determine what our trial strategy is. And so the more details we have from the very beginning, the different directions that our trial strategy may go. One of the things that may be real helpful is your cell phone bill, because a lot of people have their cell phone on them and they're going to call people the minute they're stopped.
Right.
And they're going to call people when they're down in the detention center. So it gives us timestamps to double check that procedures were done in a timely manner. Another thing that'd be real helpful, we don't always get it in the first interview, is somebody actually go out and take some digital photos of the scene, the place where you were driving. Was it a double yellow line or a single line? The field sobriety test area, what was the side of the road like? Was it a sloping road? You know, the conditions out there. Possibly find out who your waiter or waitress was. I don't need them to come to the first meeting, but that may be a critical witness. And that person may well be gone from the place they're working at a month from now.
Right.
So get me a list of all the potential witnesses.
Wherever you just come from, if you were in a restaurant or a bar or a grill or something like that. What about if I take several medications? I mean, should I bring with you things about my medical history or what drugs I'm taking? Or?
Yes, not necessarily your full medical history, but definitely bring me a list of any medications you were on at the time. Those can have cross effects. I mean, typically, they're not an excuse. I mean, if you're impaired from medication plus alcohol, that's just as bad as if it was alcohol alone. If you're impaired, you're impaired. But we need to know what medications you're on that can affect the breath machine. And
you've gone into so much detail about things that we should bring and things we shouldn't, you know, the things we should do and prepare for. But I'm wondering, you mentioned earlier in the video about situations where a wreck is involved with a DWI stop. Does that change what needs to be prepared or what needs to be brought to the first meeting?
Yes. Yes, definitely. A wreck case has its own set of parameters. One is there's going to be an accident investigation, so there's a whole nother investigation done by the state. You should have gotten a copy of the accident investigation. If you didn't, we can always get one, but it's got a lot of details on accident reconstruction built into it that we can use. Also, go ahead and get hospital records. There could be good exculpatory evidence in your medical records showing that you weren't impaired. Get photographs of the scene where the wreck occurred, get photographs of the vehicle and the condition it was in afterwards. So wreck cases even more so, we really want to gather the evidence.
Thanks, Clarke. And for those of you who have been watching this video all the way through, let me just say that if you want more information about the Dummit Law Firm, if you want more information about DWI issues specifically, please go to the website, nclawyer.com. And you can find out information about how to contact Clarke and his fine staff and set up that first appointment, which we hope you will do. For Clarke Dummit, I'm Jim Longworth. Thanks for watching.